Good morning everybody. I welcome you all back for the part 3 of pollution. As I already told you, this is an important topic which plays immense role in the competitive exam. Because of your all demand, I am having a mock test on 14th June, which covering syllabus of BSc 1, 2 and 3. I request all who are supposed to appear in IAS, IFS should appear in this mock test so their knowledge up to BSc 3 is tested. For that you have to go through all the videos very carefully, note down the MCQs and also read the books. As I already told you, physiology part you have to do, cytogenetic side you have to do. When you did this part, you can tell to your CR and CR will communicate to me. Then I will do the MCQs questions. I am not taking the topics of that part. I am just taking the MCQs. And when that saturation level came, then we are ready for the 14th June. Besides that, you have to read all the books of algae, bryophytes, gymnosperms in detail because I did it. But you have to do again the topic with detail, so that no question should be left. 80% come from the video, but 20% is indirectly. So stay indoors, stay safe. I will be back with the part 3 of pollution. One thing more, as I already told you, the posters for ozone, please submit by 15th and also be ready with your essay. So that I will take online and offline also. First I take online essay and checked it and shortlist the person or students and then take offline when we meet in the college. Stay indoors, stay safe. I will just with you. Stay on. Good morning everybody. I welcome you all back and today we are doing the part 3, that is water pollution. Air pollution I did, greenhouse effect I did, ozone depletion I did, acid rain I did. They are very important topics. So today I will take the water pollution and the definition remains same as I told you. The presence of extraneous materials in the water environment, just water environment. When I will do soil, I will change the water with the soil environment in concentration that are harmful to the living organisms. So then are the sources of pollution. First is sewage and organic wastes. Sewage consists of human feces, food residues, kitchen waste. They are released in the river waters without treatment. And decomposition of these sewage waste is an aerobic process and it increases the oxygen requirement. Right? So in this also we include the municipal sewage. Then we have the biological oxygen demand, BOD. It is the dissolved oxygen required by the organisms for the aerobic decomposition of organic matter. This BOD is the indicator of pollution because the organisms which are causing pollution, they are present in the atmosphere of river, pond, lake and they consume oxygen. And from there we will get to note that how many percentage or how many the river is extent to which the river is polluted. The demand of oxygen is proportional to the amount of organic matter to be degraded aerobically, right? BOD value indicates the degree of pollution. Just I told you, BOD value above 4000 milligram per liter indicates high organic pollution. 1500 to 4000 milligram per liter shows medium organic pollution. And value up to 1500 milligram per liter indicates low organic pollution. The amount of dissolved oxygen is reduced with the increase in temperature. So this dissolved oxygen is inversely proportional to the temperature. Having dissolved oxygen below 8 ppm means it is polluted, and below 4.5 dissolved oxygen water is highly polluted. So how this BOD works, how we get the BOD test, right? That is very important to know because without that you can't understand the topic. When we look at water at the lake, one thing you don't see is the oxygen. You can't see the oxygen, how much oxygen is present there. The dissolved oxygen is detected by the BOD test. The BOD test is carried as follows. A known quantity of wastewater sample from the source you want to test, taken in 300 ml BOD bottle. The prepared water is saturated with the dissolved oxygen, that is DO. The bottles are subsequently incubated at 20 degrees centigrade in dark. Initially, the bacteria break the carbon-based molecules down. In practice, a second oxygen demand is observed. First, bacteria breaks down the carbon molecules, right? In the case of raw sewage, this stage usually becomes apparent after approximately 8 days of incubation, right? This carbon stage. This second stage is due to the oxidation of ammonia in the waste, and this is called nitrification. So initially the bacteria break the carbon based molecules, and then in practice a second oxygen demand is observed, where the raw sewage, the stage becomes apparent after approximately 8 days, where there is oxidation of ammonia, and this is called nitrification. A large percentage of nitrogen in the waste matter originates from the proteins. As we know, what are proteins? We have NH2, CH2, COH, one amino acid, and then we have NH2, CH2, COH, second amino acid, right? OH from here and H from here minus water, it comes to NH2, CH2, CONH, CH2, COH. If these are amino acids, 2 amino acids, then dipeptide. If 3, tripeptide. If there are numerous n molecules of, then formed is the polypeptide, and polypeptide is protein with the loss of water, means OH from here and H from here. CONH is the, it is the peptide bond. So then now you can understand, a large percentage of nitrogen in the waste matter originates from the proteins. Proteins, all like our houses are made up of bricks, then our building, like our body is made up of proteins. The protein molecules are degraded to release ammonia, because these protein molecules, they undergoes ammonification and forms the ammonia, and this ammonia in the oxygen presence and nitrosomonas change into the nitrite, and nitrite in presence of oxygen and nitrobacter, it changes into the nitrate, right? So nitrification consumes a significant amount of oxygen. First, it uses oxygen in the presence of nitromonas to form nitrite, and then in phase of uses oxygen in presence of nitrobacter to nitrate. So it consumes significant amount of oxygen. So the nitrification also generates protons. Besides, it also generates this proton, and this H positive ions increase the acidity of the waste. So these are basically the important factors which are responsible for the proper solid waste management. So BOD in milligram per liter is equal to initial dissolved oxygen in bottle minus final dissolved. Initial means you mixed a saturated quantity, and then minus final divided by the dilution ratio will come the BOD. Dilution ratio is the volume of wastewater you have taken divided by the volume of the BOD bottle. So that is dilution ratio. So effect of sewage pollution is water quality is reduced and water becomes unfit for drinking. Because of the bereft of or deficient of oxygen, aquatic life is affected due to the decreased dissolved oxygen, and it dies, flora and fauna both. And various waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera, they are caused due to water pollution. So now what happens? We are coming to the next topic, very important topic, that is called eutrophication. So eutrophication is the enrichment of water body with excessive nutrient leading to growth of algal bloom is called eutrophication. From the agricultural lands, the fertilizer rich in nitrates and phosphates are washed into water bodies. What will happen? Our population is increasing day by day, and to cope the demands of the increasing population, we have to use the fertilizer to increase the yield of crops. And from these agricultural lands, the fertilizers rich in nitrate and phosphates, they wash into the water bodies. Nitrates and phosphates are dangerous to the human health, but the productivity of water is increased due to the nitrate and phosphates, resulting in the formation of algal blooms, which occurs on the surface of water body. The entire water body becomes green, and these algal blooms cut off the light and results in the death of the aquatic flora. Algal bloom, besides cutting the light, also depleted oxygen from the water bodies, and it causes serious problem for fish, that is also death of fish. Due to absence of oxygen, anaerobic decomposers increase in number, right? And then we have pollutants like ammonia, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, and methane, very important, are released in water, which kill the algal blooms. Then water becomes brown in color. You have seen some they are green, some they are brown, and then when it is brown, because algal blooms are killed because of the release of ammonia and methane, and the water becomes brown in color and emits foul smell and becomes unfit for drinking. Animals will die after drinking it, right? So to understand, I just want to tell you this one. So what is eutrophication? We already told. It is the enrichment of water body with excessive nutrient leading to growth of algal blooms. It is the first word used by the German botanist Weber in 1907. And its effects are drinking water quality decline, not suitable for water for drinking. Water can cause human health problems like pneumonia and lot of other diseases, right? So see what I told you in eutrophication, because as the population is increasing, to increase the cope the pressure of increasing population, we have to increase the yield of the crops, right? So we put fertilizers, and these fertilizers, they through surface runoff reaches the water body, right? And the other process, see, is through the leaching through the soil. They also reaches the water body. So these are crops, and this is the trees, and this is the runoff. And as soon as these nitrogen and phosphorus, these nutrients reach the water body, and these nutrients, they increase phytoplanktons and ultimately the algae. And these algae, they block the sunlight, and it also die, and it also consumes the oxygen. And these algal bloom not only block the sunlight, but they also make the medium deficient of oxygen. And because of their death, the toxic substances like pollutants like ammonia, see, ammonia, H2S, and methane, they are released in a water because of the absence of oxygen. Anaerobic decomposer increase in number, and these pollutants are released, and they kill the algal blooms, and the water become brown in color and emit foul smell and becomes unfit for the drinking. And these phytoplanktons, which are the pioneers for the all water food chain, they stick to these sage grass. So this is basically the eutrophication. As I already told you, it results in scarce oxygen content and bentonic fauna mortality, and fish suffocate. Besides that, it also increases. There is a concentration of pollutants, that is first in molecule level, then aquatic plants, I already told you here, It is taken by the aquatic plants, then by small fish, then larger fish, and then we have the largest fish, and then the human beings. And these result in the biomagnification or bioaccumulation. Pollutants which are present in fish, like we have DDT, right, which is the main cause of cancer, whose concentration increases due to the biomagnification or bioaccumulation, right? So now we are coming to the next part, that is the industrial effluents or discharge. Industrial discharge is the biggest contributor to the water pollution. They include many toxic materials like heavy metals, acids, alkalis, cyanides. Heavy metals, mercury, is released during combustion of soils, melting of ores, paint manufacturing. Mercury, after entering the food chain, as I already told you, undergoes biomagnification up to 1 million times. It results in many diseases like hemolysis, Minimator disease. And the presence of zinc in water damages kidney. Cobalt induces low blood pressure and paralysis. Copper causes hypertension, and lead damages, very important. It is basically more prominent in the traffic police people who are standing to manage the traffic. And lead pollution, it damages their liver, kidney and brain. Then we are coming to the next part, thermal pollution. Hot water is released from the industry to use water as coolant. The hot water, which is approximately 8 to 12 degrees centigrade, kill both plants and animals of water, as hot water depletes oxygen and decreases photosynthesis. And this results in anaerobic conditions, which kills the flora and fauna. The primary production is decreased in such areas due to decrease in photosynthesis. As I already told you in earlier lectures also, photosynthesis is inversely proportional to the respiration. So respiration increases. This affects the ecological status of area. So now we are coming to the next part, that is the agricultural discharge. As I already told you, with the increase in population, large number of insecticides and pesticides are used to eradicate weeds and to increase the yields of crops to cope with that population explosion. Most of the broad spectrum chemicals like DDT, dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, aldrin, BHC, which is banned nowadays, benzene hexachloride, these chemicals DDT and BHC are banned. These chemicals enters the food chain and accumulate in the body of organisms, known as ecological amplification, and I already explained you bioaccumulation. This makes water unfit for drinking. The weedicides like 2,4-T, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, 2,5-T, 4,5-T, 2,4,5-trichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Although they kill the plants, that is wheat plants, as they stop photosynthesis, these 2,4-D and 2,4,5-T, they are 3,4,5-T, they are also called ecological boomerang, right? So it is also called ecological boomerang, as they produce adverse ecological effects. Now question will call, which of the following are ecological boomerang? You will have 2,4-D or 3,4,5-T, right? So now we are coming to the last part of our, that is oil pollution. Crude oil is another major pollutant in the sea ocean. The oil spill is due to accident of ships, results in complete damage of aquatic ecosystem and fishes. Oil uses oxygen for its degradation and causes serious obstacle to photosynthesis, on which depends pioneer of water aquatic life, that is phytoplankton. I already told you. Phytoplankton, a source of food to other sea creatures, they are killed, and hence the food chain, aquatic food chain, is disturbed. These oil, they not only allow oxygen to come, they also take the oxygen which is present in water, and they also don't allow light to penetrate. Recently, Chakravarti has made a super bug, which is Pseudomonas butida, to clear the oil spill. So this question will come also. Superbug, Pseudomonas butida by Chakravarti et al. And besides that, the fish absorb the oil and it reaches the food chain, endangering the human life. I already told you, by biomagnification. Right? Oil, then aquatic plants, then small fish, largest fish, then the human being. And this is called bioaccumulation or biomagnification. There is a concentration of pollutants increased 10 folds at each trophic level. So now we are coming to the radioactive pollution. Radioactive waste is produced from the nuclear testing laboratories, penetrate the water and accumulate there and cause water pollution. Nuclear waste containing ruthenium-106, iodine-131, barium-140, primary nuclides. This is very important. Strontium-90, this causes cancer. Cesium-137. These pollutants, they cause cancer, kidney and liver damage. Strontium-90 I already told you. So now we are coming to the effects of water pollution. Polluted groundwater is the major source for spread of epidemics and cause dysentery, diarrhea, jaundice, typhoid and pneumonia. I just told you. Water contaminated by fiber like asbestos, they cause fatal disease like lung cancer. It severely damages crops and decrease grain production when it is used for irrigation in the fields. I already told you, right? Photosynthesis decreases and respiration increases. Now note, here I want to take two more types of pollution type. Point source, when contamination originates from a single source like our homes, that is municipal sewage, or wastewater, oil refineries, it is called point source. Second is the non-point source, is the contamination which derived from different sources like agriculture feeds, we have runoff from anywhere. And this non-point source is the leading cause of pollution in US as it is difficult to regulate. So this I finishes the water pollution, and of them the eutrophication is the best. I already told you. Here we have the crops where we do the fertilizer to cope up the increasing population and increase the yield, and from there the fertilizers run off in form of nitrogen and phosphorus and they increase the fertility of this water and algae will come as algal bloom. It blocks the sunlight and besides that it also takes the oxygen. The algal bloom, some will die, they also take the oxygen and it makes the water deficient of oxygen and which results in the death of bentonic fauna and fish suffocate. Besides that, it also results due to the absence of oxygen, anaerobic decomposer increase in number and pollutant like ammonia, H2S and methane, they are increased. And these pollutants, they result in the death of the algal blooms and the water becomes changes from green to brown and foul smell will come and water becomes unfit for drinking and is a poisonous one. So this is called eutrophication and this is biomagnification. So hence I will already explain all the topics. So please revise them. This is the part 3 and subsequently I will do the part 4, that is soil pollution, and finish the pollution part. And after that I will start the ecosystem. As we have already scheduled the mock test, so start doing algae, bryophytes, gymnosperms, families, right? Pollution I just finished. Prepare for OCET. I want you all in the top 50 or you are 100. The top 50 belong to us and top 100 also belongs to us. So put your foot on the accelerator and get the things done. Right? Stay indoors, stay safe. I will meet you again. Bye bye.